Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Spillane with another Q30 Sports Update brought to you by the Bobcat Shop. And today I am joined by QBSN broadcaster and Hockey East correspondent Neil Ravin. Neil, thank you for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about Quinnipiac versus Yale in the national championship game. Simply amazing that this has happened. How did these two teams get here?
It is pretty amazing that this is happening right now. Nobody would have predicted this at the beginning of the year. I know that myself, I thought Quinnipiac would finish fourth in the ECAC. I thought Yale would finish third, but no one would have thought that they'd be in the national title game together against each other. First for Quinnipiac, it's been an absolutely dream year. 30 wins right now, including a 21-game unbeaten streak. We keep thinking, when is this team going to lose? When's it going to end? It doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon right now, going to the title game. Then for Yale, Yale was the last team in the NCAA tournament. They were the last at-large team, the 14th seed, I believe, after losing, getting shut out in the ECAC playoffs down in Atlantic City. They find a way to beat Minnesota, then they beat North Dakota, then they beat UMass Lowell, and now they're in the title game. I can't put into words how we made it here right now. I'm in disbelief, really, but we have a great game Saturday between two teams that are separated by less than 8 miles, and I can't wait for it.
Now, you mentioned the proximity of the two teams being less than 8 miles apart. What does it mean for the state of Connecticut to have these two teams playing for this title?
It means so much in terms of recruitment. It's the one thing that I always keep going back to, is that getting these two names right on ESPN, hockey players are going to be like, wow, I want to go to those schools now because they're kind of moving up in the ranks. And that's going to make the hockey in Connecticut that much better. And with UConn moving into the Hockey East also, it's just, the sky's the limit, I believe, for the state of Connecticut with how good the hockey level could be here.
What does it mean for the ECAC and for this rivalry between the Bobcats and the Bulldogs?
All year long, people were saying that the WCHA and the CCHA were better conferences than the ECAC, but that's why two ECAC schools are in the national title right now. They've proved the doubters wrong all year long, and they continue to do it this weekend. It means so much for this conference just to move up and get the national attention that they deserve right now. For the rivals, this is going to make next year's games between the two teams that much bigger. And we know how packed the bank was this year and the Whale was this year for those two games. They'll be even more packed next year if they can fit more fans in those buildings.
Well, it should be a good one. Saturday night, 7:05 p.m., Quinnipiac and Yale. Neil, thank you for joining us. That's going to do it for another Q30 Sports Update brought to you by the Bobcat Shop. Be sure to check us out on Q30.org and follow us on Twitter at Q30 Sports.